All right, so I have taken over my wife's position as the anchor for this show.
Yeah!
Let's see if boys can do it better.
Whoa. We don't have to take it there.
All right. Oh, husbands.
But let's take it there!
So we've all been sheltered in. Wait, no, sheltered in.
Sheltered in.
Yeah.
Shunned in, basically.
Hey, salud!
Water. You got sriracha. Cheers.
Hey, the Asian guy in the corner.
But yeah, so we've all been sheltered in, and I feel like we've all been doing different things to pass the time.
Yeah.
He's been jacking off a lot, he said.
Yeah, and he's also been live streaming. Have you seen his live stream?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Thank you.
Don't combine those passions though.
I went in and I was like, hey, Joe and Steve, and I was so happy, and I got ignored.
Come back in again and I'll recognize
And
you.
everyone,
What were we talking about? We were probably not even focusing in the chat.
my online friends were like, oh, hi, Gio, and it was like, brrr, all these comments, Gio, but.
I know, there's so many comments saying your name, and then there's so many comments that are also asking Joe one particular question. And Joe, you never answered it in the live stream, so I want to ask you here on JK News.
Oh, juicy.
Is your dad alive?
God damn!
Ultimate question.
All right.
No, why would you want to ask that question?
All right. By the time this video goes up, I probably have a video of me explaining the whole backstory between me and my dad and all that. But people who they get this because there's been a JK News episode where, you know, I talk about like, you know, my dad might be dead, I don't fucking know. And I mean, you were there, Steve was there, and they were like, wait, that's so anticlimactic, why don't you fucking tell us,
you
right?
just butchered the fuck out of it.
Okay, tell what happened.
This is what the fuck happened. So Joe fashion, right? He's kind of chill like the way he is, and he goes, yeah. I don't even know if my dad's alive anymore. Yes, you know what I was, and then he moves on. And we were like everyone literally like gasped because it's your dad, you know? So we were just like,
Look at his face now.
Joe, why would you do that?
I forgot the context of it because, well,
was
I already
out of
told you
nowhere.
guys. Well, I'm expecting him to die any minute.
No one knows how to react to these things, Joe. Like, you laugh and smile when you're saying this, but we're all like,
I told your ass.
I don't know the context.
Okay, well, I told you guys that, like, he's basically... Okay, before that, right, the audience doesn't know that I'm talking to him because I always talk shit about him, like, as a joke, right? Like, so this is what they don't know.
You're
Like,
talking to your dad?
oh man.
oh, Julia's been gone this entire time. Oh, recap.
fuck! Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand this situation.
Okay, like I said, by the time this video goes up, everything's gonna be on my channel for the full scope. But recap for Julia, recap for people that don't know what's going on is so for 20 plus years, I haven't talked to my dad, right?
Okay, I knew that
So
much.
yeah, so there's another thing where, you know, Tiff had like something with her dad and she was just, we had a heart to heart and she's like, man, I think it'll be a great opportunity for you to do it because you're gonna miss out.
Aw, that's dope.
And then, so whatever, right? So I was like, honestly, Tiff, I was like, I made my closure, so whether he's dead or alive, I don't give a fuck, you know? And she's like, I think you should still do it. So I was like, all right, you know what? It doesn't hurt to just try it, to see, and you know what? Maybe it's not for me, but maybe it's for him. Because even if I feel cool about it, maybe he needs to hear that, like, hey, I forgive you, I don't give a fuck, it's cool, man. And so we met up, and this sentimental motherfucker chooses a Redondo Beach pier where we used to go fishing a lot. He's like, hey, he was doing it so unintentionally. I knew what his fucking plans were. He's all like, hey man, we should go eat lunch. Cause I called him, right? Oh, before that, I gotta get that. I gotta get that. So, okay, so damn, I'm all okay. Before I meet up with them,
Yeah.
I was under the impression that he didn't want to meet any of us. That he wanted to forget about the family and he was done with it. Oh. And that's what I told Tiff too, because I was like, you know what? Like, I don't think he wants to see me. So I made closure on that part. And she goes, but you should try. So I call my aunt because my aunt's been keeping in contact with them. And my dad told my aunt, don't contact him anymore. So that's the message I got, is that he didn't want to talk to the rest of us. Oh. So I said, hey, I don't know how he's doing. I know he recently was on dialysis, like he lost a couple of fingers, a piano fell on him.
What? That's how he told us he didn't know if his dad was alive, like that, like that.
What cartoon is this?
That's what I'm saying, isn't that? How does a piano fall on you?
I didn't know that still happens.
It's like a fucking, what is it, TNT cartoon? What is it called?
What does his hands look like? It's like.
No, dude, like,
And-
no, he has normal, like, it looks like Yakuza. Like,
Oh, he's missing.
he's missing these 2 fingers right here.
Oh, you think it was Yakuza?
He probably was like, damn, I can never play a piano again.
It looks
Oh, yeah.
Piano fell on him.
Because of pianos?
No, it was a Yakuza.
No,
piano fell
it looks
just
like
these
it
three
looks.
Oh,
It looks like a mafia because his 2 fingers right here are cut off.
Oh shit.
So it's like you made 2 mistakes, dog. That's a really failed gangster.
Wait, hold on.
No, it's a joke. It's a joke.
Oh,
He's not,
okay.
he's not. He's
No, but it looks like a mafia because.
No,
in-
I'm not talking about mafia. Did the piano fall onto his fingers? Is that why he has no fingers?
Things.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Julian thought the Yakuza thing was more believable than piano.
Piano only fall on his fingers or his whole body?
It fell on his hand.
Oh,
So
okay.
he had to dislocate his fingers. But that's why it's okay. That's why to me it's funny to just say a piano fell on my dad. Because it's like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Where whole
I know, but we gotta follow the thought process because normally we'd be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," but yeah, we forget.
I give the joke before the thought process.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I was under the impression that he didn't want to talk to me or the family. Right? So I told my aunt, because my aunt got news that he wasn't doing so well in his health, a lot of bad things went down, all this shit. So after that, I was just like, you know what? Call him up for me and see if he wants to talk. And then she was like, yeah. She's like, he does want to talk to you. Right? So I was like, all right, cool. So we catch up on the phone and basically he's telling me like, I asked him, I was like, I thought you didn't want to talk to any of us. He goes, no, I don't want to talk to your aunt. I wanted to talk to you and your brother.
Oh, so you say aunt, but your dad says aunt.
Your aunt.
I like how you're really accurate with that. That's good storytelling.
Hey, that's a good catch.
I'm sorry.
I was thinking that too. I didn't.
Sorry. I fucked up your story. That was good. I'm
The
sorry.
name for my aunt is actually Auntie. So auntie, yeah, auntie, yeah.
It's just when you said you were saying your
He
dad.
calls her auntie.
Oh,
Right?
You said okay. Got
Yeah,
it.
so it's my aunt.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyways, so he calls her that. Basically, it's his sister-in-law, right? But he says, yeah, I didn't want to talk to them because it's just memories and it's just kind of awkward and like that part of my life is just weird. He goes, but I do want to talk to you and your brother. And I just felt like not worthy of talking to you guys. And I was like, fuck, well, this whole time I thought you rejected the family. And he's like, nah, man, like that's not the case. And I was like, okay, well, fuck it, let's be friends and shit. And then he was like, all right, so we had we had lunch. And this is where the funny ass, sneaky, sentimental motherfucker, like he goes, hey man, like you heard of Redondo Beach? I'm like, heard of it. Like we fucking went fishing there like every week, man. And then he's like, yeah, let's go get some seafood, man. Let's go hang out. So we go and we eat there. And it was just like old friends like hanging out again. No hard feelings, you know? He's all like, oh, there's not a day that goes by where I don't fucking regret, you know, this whole thing. And he's like, I pray for you every night, just this and that. And then he's just like, man, I think I did so much to ruin or make your life hard, basically.
Damn,
Yeah.
my heart, man.
And I was just showing him all the shit that we've been up to, and he's all like, damn. He's like, well, it was funny because in between that, he was like, hey man, it sounds like you're talking like you're a has-been. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he goes, yeah, it sounds like you're kind of like, you feel like you're at the end of your life, but I think you're just started. And I'm all, I don't know what he was talking about, but maybe I did come off as though like I didn't know what I was gonna do. Cause at that time I was still with Jez. I wasn't in a good place mentally maybe, but maybe I was spewing this shit and I didn't know. And he's like, put it into perspective. He's like, you already accomplished way more than I did at your age. He goes, at the same age that you're at, 35 years old, he goes, that's when I came to America and decided that I'm gonna pursue music. And he's like, before that, he's like, yeah, I was kind of all over the place. So he goes, you already at your age, like built this company, media company, you're employing people, you have a team, you have friends that you're close with, all this stuff. And he's like, I didn't even get to starting until your age. He goes, at 35, I set foot into America and I started from scratch. So he goes, you just started. And I'm like, oh shit, you just really put things into perspective for me.
That's some good dad advice. Like that is some like he
For a deadbeat dude, he has some fucking good things to say.
fucking awesome.
And after 20 years?
yeah,
good.
20 years.
Yeah, so this fool, you know, he's only got three. He's missing 3 fingers. He can't sing anymore because he has diabetes. His liver's all fucked up. He's on dialysis.
Damn.
But he told me he has the will to live now. He's happy, all this shit, right? But this guy's life is just constantly fucked up. So we go back and forth on the phone. We try to catch up again. And I said, hey, you know what? Let's jam out on some music. It's been some time. I know you can't play anymore, but you could at least teach me. I always wanted to continue piano, singing, all that stuff. So he goes, yeah, let's do it, man. And then I go, okay, I'm gonna go to Europe, come back. I'm fucking sick, right? Remember, I was sick for like 2 months. Maybe I did have the COVID.
When you had the COVID.
Yeah, I don't know. And then I'm healed. I go back out again, right? Right before I go out, I text him like an article and whatever. And then the text says, "No Richard," which is his name, No Richard, right? And I'm like, No Richard, what the fuck? So I was like, oh, he's probably dead. Because I was ready for him to just die any day. And I kept telling him on the phone, I'm like, you better not fucking die. I just saw your ass.
Why you laughing?
I don't know how to respond emotionally.
Now I know why people are asking, is your dad dead? Because initially I was like, dude, that's like hella personal and like kind of insensitive.
Well, it's no big deal for me. So the thing is,
Well, now
Should only be a big deal
now
for
I
you.
know, but like initially because I had no context whatsoever.
I made peace. Oh, so here's the thing. Like, I made peace with him. Just to me now, every day that he's alive, it's extra credit.
Yeah.
I made peace that this dude was dead 20 years ago. On top of that, my relationship to him is not the same as your relationship to your parents. Like, for me, I've only had him up till I was like 13. So I spent most of my life without him. So to me, yeah, it's like an old friend. And I feel this, like if it was my mom, oh man, like that would be a completely different story. I wouldn't be laughing about her dying, right? But in this case, there's a bit of pettiness because I'm like, you fucked up, fool. You fucked up as a dad, so I'm gonna laugh at you a little bit. You know what I mean? It's just a mixed emotion that I have.
Yeah.
But so during that time, we're eating, we're hanging out, and I mean, this is how bold I am. Like, I was like, you know what? If I were just to see you a year ago and I saw you on the street, I would have fucking smacked you in the face. Like, I would have decked your mouth. And then he's all like, well deserved.
I like how you guys are on the same page.
Yeah, and then I was like, and then we're talking, right? I'm all, hey, can I take a picture of your hand? And he's like, why? He goes, because I want to show my friends that you're a part of the mob. He's like, no. And then I was like, all right, well, just take a picture with me, right? So we got the waiter to take a picture of us. And I was like, can we take a picture like this? He's like, no. And then he's all like, he in the picture, he has his hand around his back like
You
that.
made him pose like that, you jerk.
Because he got self-conscious, right? And I just wanted a picture like this so you could see the 3 fingers and shit. Yeah, but yeah, so okay, fast forward, right? I'm in right before I go to Europe, I get that text and I think he's dead. So I'm like, fuck. All right. I'm like, well, I'm about to go to a happy place. I'm gonna go on vacation. Like, I don't want to deal with this bullshit. So I'll hit him up again when I get back. While I'm in Europe, I get a text from him. And then he's like, hey, can I please talk to you? I need a chance. I'm like, the fuck? I never not gave you a chance. So I text him back. I'm all like, I can't because I'm on Wi-Fi. Like, I'm also traveling in Europe right now. And I'm like, so, what is it? And he goes, it's about power of attorney, right? So I'm like, yeah, I'm like, okay, well, I
What
was
is
like,
power of attorney?
kind of like being in charge of all of his shit.
Got it.
Like when you can't make your own
He
decisions.
could legally do like deposits, withdraw money, like make decisions on his behalf.
Got it.
Yeah, so I was like thinking, well, first of all, you have nothing to your goddamn name, you broke ass bitch. So what are you gonna leave? Like, you don't have anything to leave. So, anyways, I text him back. I'll be like, yeah, I'll be back at this time. And then the chaos happens, right? I'm just focused on getting back to America. I get back and I totally forget because I have no food in the house. I'm trying to quarantine, all this stuff. And then I finally get to talk to him and he says, yeah, I just got out of a coma, but the next time I was wondering if you could be in charge of my life.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh my god.
And then I was like, so do you want to live or die?
Just like straight up?
Yeah, because I was like, have you thought about it? And he's like, not really. And I'm like, all right, so I'm cool with it. I was like, just give the doctor my number. And I was like, I'll be in charge of your life. Just tell me, do you want to live or do you want to die? And he's like, well, shoot, I haven't thought about it, right? And he goes, well, maybe if I have a high chance of survival, I want to fight for it. Because he's waiting for a liver transplant. And then I was like, but what if it's like 30% chance of survival? And he goes, oh, then at that case, like, I don't want to fucking like be a burden. I'm like, cool. What do you want me to do with your stuff? He goes, I got a bunch of like pictures and music stuff. And I was like, can I keep it? He's like, yeah. And then I was like, do you have anything else of value?
Oh shit.
Because I know this fool doesn't have nothing, right? And he goes, no, I don't think I have anything of value. I'm like, so who's gonna sort this shit out? He goes, well, I kind of have someone that I've been a father figure to and she's been taking care of me. And I'm like, oh, cool, all right. So, yeah, everything was kind of settled. And then, at this point, I'm like, dude, I told him, I was like, this kind of sucks. Like, I'm in charge of your life and we just had lunch once. Fuck, dude, you're gonna fucking croak and I have to bury your ass? And he goes, no, I'll try to take care of everything before I go. And I'm all, okay, well, that's cool. And then he's like, you still want to do music lessons? And I'm like, yeah, but you got to stay alive for that.
You guys are fucking nuts. That was like fucking crazy conversation.
The most casual way too.
He's like, I just came back from a coma. Do you want me to teach you piano?
No, man,
Yeah,
like,
I'm not dead yet.
but before this, our conversations were pretty hilarious too, just in my childhood. Like, he's like one of those guys, like, he's like those eccentric artists that have no social skills. So I think that's where a lot of my craziness sometimes come from too. Yeah. But he's
We're
not,
connecting the dots here, guys.
but he's like hella
You
introvert and chill.
don't say, Joe.
He's not blunt though, as me. He's more reserved.
Oh.
So like I get it. I get that from my grandma. But anyways, so another thing happens. Like, man, I just feel so bad for the dude. I think that's why I don't have the capacity to be angry at him, because his life just constantly keeps sucking. So he's been living with his girlfriend for like fucking 20 something years.
And he doesn't want to give her power of attorney?
She passed. Exactly.
Happening?
I get a fucking.
I feel like I'm getting mind fucked right now. What the fuck?
I'm tired.
Exactly, right? So this is like a week ago. And I'm in the middle of quarantine. So my 2-week quarantine, right? This or no. Yeah. This is over a week ago. But he fucking texts. He just calls and texts, and I'm just like, man, you thirsty ass bitch. I don't want to talk to you. And then so I just decided to finally pick up my phone, right? And then he's like, yeah, so my girlfriend just passed. And I'm like, fuck. I was like, was it the corona? And he's like, nah, it wasn't the corona. It's like, she's been having cancer. And I'm like, oh, so you were expecting it? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, so what went down? And he goes, well, she died in her sleep, but last night she wasn't feeling so well. And I was like, you want the ambulance? And she's like, no, I'll try to sleep it off. And in the morning, she just didn't wake up. Just some shit like that, you know? And I guess she was already going through a lot. I know, right? It's pretty... I was like, damn. I was like thinking, your life sucks. You should have never left me, dude. Fuck. No, but literally, that's what he called me for. And I'm like, so how you doing? And then at the same time, I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm trying to deliver lemons right now. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Oh my God, Joe.
I had friends that wanted lemons. So I'm talking to him in the car because I'm driving off, and I'm like, hold on, you know, like I had to get my lemons in the car. I'm talking to him and shit. And then so I'm like, what are you gonna do? Like, he goes, well, I don't know if I could pay the bills. And I'm like, I ain't giving you money, dude. I was like, and it's like, no, that's not what I called for. He's like, I'm just kind of like in a situation. And I'm like, well, do you have anybody that can at least take care of you? And that's when I found out about the whole, like, no, like her daughter was really, you know, someone that he's been a father figure to, and she's been taking care of my dad
Right,
too.
so I had a question about that. So like, I know that this could be maybe because you and him are blood related, but like, how come he didn't give her the power to like
the
decide?
blood related thing, like he never remarried. He never like, and I just don't. I guess the doctor told them that the easiest way to deal with it is just kin. Oh. But I don't even know, like, why can't he just lie and say that girl's his? I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know. He comes up with stupid shit. Like, he told me, you know what I did? I cleared out all my debt because when I'm dead, it doesn't go on to my sons. And I'm like, you could have just died, you idiot. Like, but I didn't want to say that because I didn't want to make him feel like he worked so hard for nothing. But in my heart, I was like, well, I did mention it a little bit. I was like, I don't think it can be passed down to me and my brother with all the debt. And he goes, yeah, it can. He goes, I fucking worked hard and I had all this money.
With the mafia. Then that
No, it was just, it was like credit card debt and shit like that. That shit gets excused if you just die. You know, it doesn't pass down next to kin. But in his head, he was like doing this thing that was so stupid because I'm like, that's not how it fucking works.
But it was
he
noble. It was noble, and it was like, it's admirable that he did something to kind of right the
Yeah.
wrong, I guess. I don't know.
Look at Joe's face. No, it's not. It's fucking idiotic.
No. It was
just dumb,
I missed
right?
out some backstory, all right? So one of the reasons why he left the house is he had this hero's journey of like, I have so much debt. He goes, I need to go out, clear this motherfucker out, and then come back to you guys, right? And then that's what his whole goal was.
Yeah, that's tight.
So he's like so he's like 74, right? He goes at 70 years old, he's like, I finally cleared it. So I don't have to. And then I'm thinking, man, some people work their lives for something that's meaningless, and this is one of those things, dude.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
It's one of those things because he worked fucking hard for something, and then like as I got older, I realized, hold the fuck up. That's not how that works, man. It doesn't pass on to your children.
He didn't ask anyone. He just thought that's how it
He
works.
just thought that's how he is, dude. So that's why I'm thinking this whole power of attorney shit, he probably could get her to be the legal guardian because he has a closer connection.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, it has to be the son. It has to be blood related, man, and your brother won't talk to me.
You know how sometimes when people get a present, they're like, you know, it's the thought that counts. This is not one of those times. Intent does not matter here.
Well, I don't know. But it just sucks. Like, I think that his situation sucks so bad. But also, I don't know if I'm a dick, but I feel like I don't want to deal with the extra bullshit. Like,
I don't think you're being a dick.
I don't want to bury him. I don't want to clean out his house. Like, I don't want to do any of this stuff
Yeah, I don't
because
think
I
you're being
feel
a
like,
dick.
I mean, if he wasn't around.
yeah, I'm like, well, he's not even a dick. I just feel bad for the dude. But it's almost like a stranger that I have to do all this extra work for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you're being a dick.
Maybe you just gotta convince him for the other
Well,
daughter.
yeah, I think that's what's gonna end up happening. But then I don't even really want to like get a doctor call and be like, yeah, like, do you want to pull the plug? Because the first answer is yes.
Oh, he has
He
a
has a
99%.
Yes! This is how selfish I am. I'm gonna say yes because I don't want to keep him alive and have to deal with other shit. But
That makes sense.
I don't know, and that's where the insensitiveness maybe might come out because I'm just being selfish.
No, but I mean, it makes sense though, because he's been like away from you for so many years that you just don't really have much of an emotional attachment to him.
Yeah, it feels like I have to do. It's like I'm burying your guys' parent or something. But then
Hey, you like my mom.
that's true. I'd probably take care of that better.
Of that better.
That situation.
Not much better.
the-
Just a
I understand Joe.
This is everything. They're just objects to him.
I understand Joe. I understand Joe.
That's
I get
really
it.
where I'm at right now, man, and I don't really know how to navigate. But yeah, I'm bringing y'all into my lives. By the time this video goes up, there's probably like a full backstory of my relationship with the dude, and yeah, man, there's phone conversations. There's also, I don't know, pictures and everything.
no pictures of hands.
So he's
Yeah.
still alive.
He's still alive.
Still alive. Questions answered.
Yeah, he's still alive and strong, and he wants to sing some songs and shit.
What a crazy
6
story.
fingers later.
Yeah,
What a crazy story, man.
pretty nuts, huh?